African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of December 15, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces hit formations of 2 territorial defense brigades and 1 border detachment of the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine near Mariupol, Kondratovka, and Rizevka, Sumy region. In the Kharkov direction, Russian troops launched attacks on units of 4 mechanized brigades, 1 motorized infantry brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 1 National Guard brigade near Primorskoye, Baranovka, Nestonoye, Vilcha, Volchanskaya Khutora, and Persho-Travnovoy, Kharkov region. The enemy losses were more than 270 troops, 13 motor vehicles, 1 electronic warfare station, and 4 material depots. Units of the West Group of Forces continue to inflict fire damage on an encircled enemy group on the left bank of the Oskol River. Russian troops hit manpower and hardware of 5 mechanized brigades, 2 assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 1 National Guard brigade near Kupyansk and Krasny, Gleshkovka, Monikonovka, Shikovka, Blagodatovka, Podoli, Kharkov region, and Krasny Liman, Donetsk People's Republic. The armed forces of Ukraine losses were more than 220 troops, 6 armored fighting vehicles including 2 Stryker armored personnel carriers, and 2 US-made HMMWV armored vehicles. In addition, 12 motor vehicles, 2 artillery guns, 2 electronic warfare stations, 1 US-made and /TPQ-36 counter-battery radar station, and 3 ammunition depots were neutralized. The South Group of Forces took more advantageous lines and positions. Russian troops launched attacks on formations of 3 mechanized brigades, 1 motorized infantry brigade, 1 airmobile brigade, 1 mountain assault brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1 National Guard brigade, and 1 brigade of the National Police of Ukraine near Petrovskoye, Stepanovka, Slavyansk, Kramatorsk, and Konstantinovka, Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy losses were up to 195 troops, 1 armored fighting vehicle, 9 motor vehicles, 2 artillery guns, 3 ammunition depots, and 4 fuel depots. The Center Group of Forces units continue to hit positions of the enemy in Dmitrov, Donetsk People's Republic, as well as to mop up the area from scattered Ukrainian troops near Svetloy, Grishino, and Rodinskoye, Donetsk People's Republic. Russian troops delivered strikes at manpower and hardware of 3 mechanized brigades, 2 Jaeger brigades, 1 airmobile brigade, 2 air assault brigades, 2 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 Marine brigades, 1 territorial defense brigade, and 2 National Guard brigades close to Toretskoye, Belitskoye, Shevchenko, Donetsk People's Republic, Novopodgorodnoye, and Novopavlovka, Dnepropetrovsk region. The enemy losses were more than 490 troops, 6 armored fighting vehicles including 2 US-made M113 armored personnel carriers, 5 motor vehicles, and 2 artillery guns including 1 US-made 155mm M777 howitzer. As a result of resolute actions, units of the East Group of Forces liberated Peskanoy, Dnepropetrovsk region. Russian troops inflicted fire damage on manpower and hardware of 1 assault brigade, 3 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 1 territorial defense brigade close to Gulyai-Pol, Kosov-Sivo, Zaporizhzhia region, Andriivka, and Velomykhailovka, Dnepropetrovsk region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine losses were more than 240 troops, 8 motor vehicles, 1 artillery gun, 2 electronic warfare stations, and 2 material depots. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces launched an attack on formations of 2 mechanized brigades, 1 Coastal Defense Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1 Territorial Defense Brigade, and 1 National Guard Brigade near Razumovka, Novoandrievka, Zaporizhzhia region, and Otradokomenka, Kherson region. The enemy losses were up to 65 Ukrainian troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 17 motor vehicles, 6 field artillery guns, 4 electronic warfare stations, 1 ammunition depot, and 1 material depot. Operational tactical aviation, attack unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops and artillery of the armed forces of the Russian Federation inflicted fire damage on transport infrastructure facilities involved in delivering Western-made weapons, ammunition, fuel depots, temporary deployment areas of the armed forces of Ukraine and foreign mercenaries in 167 areas. Air defense systems shot down 1 Grum-2 operational tactical missile, 17 U.S. MADIMARS MLRS projectiles, and 545 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the enemy has lost 669 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 103,182 unmanned aerial vehicles, 639 anti-aircraft missile systems, 26,546 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,631 MLRS combat vehicles, 31,915 field artillery guns and mortars, 49,076 support military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.